Across centuries and cultures, certain objects refuse to yield their secrets, but few have resisted understanding as fiercely as this. We are drawn tonight to one of the most powerful hooks in history, a book bound in ancient vellum, filled with impossible symbols and strange drawings. Held in dim light, its pages present an alphabet that has never existed, chronicling knowledge that seems to defy the known world. This is a single object that has defeated generations of brilliant minds, cryptographers, linguists, botanists, and historians. Within its pages are depictions of plants that grow nowhere on Earth, astronomical charts that map unknown constellations, and figures performing unexplained rituals. What is the true nature of this text? Why was it created? And what secrets does it hold that demand such impenetrable security? Today, this manuscript is held in one of the world's most secure archives, handled only with the utmost care, a relic of absolute intellectual resistance. This is history's most famous unsolved book, a manuscript that consistently earns the title of quote, 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 because no one has ever truly decoded it. Generations of scholars, military code breakers, and modern computer linguists have dedicated their careers to cracking its structure, only to fail. The mystery deepens when we examine the actual content, which breaks every known rule of written communication. The most compelling pages are the bizarre illustrations, often depicting flora that do not match any known species catalog, ancient or modern. The writing itself possesses unusual frequency patterns. It appears to be flowing, yet its internal grammar refuses to conform to human language models. Furthermore, the manuscript contains cosmological diagrams that seem to chart objects and concepts that challenge our understanding of medieval astronomy. The puzzle has frustrated the best minds for centuries, creating a sense of intellectual tension that still permeates academic circles. After centuries of scrutiny, we possess only competing theories. Is it an elaborate cipher, a lost language, or perhaps a form of therapeutic writing? The archive is littered with the ghosts of failed attempts, a testament to the manuscript's relentless ability to keep its counsel. The most compelling question remains: is this deep secret a treasury of forgotten wisdom, or simply the most elaborate, expensive hoax ever conceived? Whether intentional or accidental, the lack of comprehension is now part of the book's story, its legacy. It reminds us that even in the modern age, with all our computational power, certain ancient secrets still resist the light. This object remains an absolute triumph of intellectual resistance, a boundary defining the limits of human knowledge. And for now, the book remains closed, its truth safe within its pages, waiting for the mind brilliant enough to unlock it. Deep within the silent chambers of history lies a book that defies understanding. It is perhaps the most famous unsolved riddle in the history of cryptography and literature, the Voynich Manuscript. This humble volume, bound in worn vellum, has held the gaze of scholars, scientists, and codebreakers for centuries. It is an artifact so unique, so stubbornly resistant to categorization, that it remains an anomaly in the entire human record. To touch its pages is to confront time itself. Crafted from animal skin, the parchment speaks of an origin in the early 15th century. The material is aged, delicate, and stained, a testament to its long, hidden journey through Europe's secret libraries and forgotten collections. But the true enigma lies in the script. The text is written in a graceful, flowing hand, yet consists of characters found nowhere else on Earth. This invented language, dubbed Voynichese, exhibits grammatical structures, but remains utterly impervious to every known language or cipher system. Divided into distinct sections, the manuscript promises knowledge, but of what nature remains deeply obscure. The first great collection is a herbarium of the impossible, botanical drawings of plants that simply do not match any known species. Other sections feature intricate circular diagrams, astrological wheels, and celestial maps that appear to chart stars outside our familiar constellations. The illustrations look like an encyclopedia of nature, but the nature they describe feels utterly divorced from our own, scientific, yet completely alien. The book's modern fame begins in 1912, when rare book dealer Wilfrid Voynich discovered it in a Jesuit college library near Rome. Voynich dedicated the remainder of his life to its decipherment, bringing the manuscript out of the shadows and into the anxious hands of the 20th century. Since then, every major cryptographer, from military codebreakers to modern AI analysts, has failed to unlock its meaning, elevating the Voynich to legendary status. It resists every theory. Is it a complex cipher, an unknown language, or simply a brilliant medieval hoax? The manuscript remains perfectly preserved but utterly silent, an enigma bound in leather and ink. Is it a forgotten language of Earth, or a terrifyingly detailed window into knowledge that was never meant for human eyes? Deep within the archives lies a document that has defeated centuries of scholarly effort, a manuscript written in a language no one can read. It is the core of an enduring mystery. This is not a simple cipher or a known dead language. This is a script that mimics linguistic structure perfectly, yet refuses to yield its meaning. The deeper we analyze it, the more profound the puzzle becomes. Look closely at the pages. They are filled with an elegant, consistent hand, but the characters themselves belong to no known alphabet, a flawless recording of something utterly foreign. For decades, historians and linguists have struggled to place this text within any known human lineage. It feels like language, yet it is a language lost before its time, or perhaps never existed at all. The core enigma of the script is not its complexity, but its profound similarity to real, functional writing systems. When we analyze the individual characters or graphemes, they resist classification. They possess an internal consistency, unlike random scribbles, yet they map to nothing in the historical record. Statistical analysis reveals that the text behaves like a genuine human language. Word lengths, character repetition, and frequency distributions follow organic, structured linguistic laws. This organization makes its failure to be read far more baffling. The manuscript quickly moved from historical curiosity to a subject of serious intelligence analysis. It demanded the attention of the world's best cryptographers. From World War I codebreakers to Cold War analysts, some of the smartest minds of the 20th century attempted to crack its code, viewing it potentially as a deep, sophisticated cipher. Classical cipher techniques, like substitution or polyalphabetic systems, utterly failed. The text lacks the repetitive statistical signatures that are the Achilles heel of standard encryption methods. The failure of codebreakers redirected attention to its linguistic characteristics. If it wasn't a cipher, it must be a language. We see clear internal organizational rules. Symbols cluster predictably into, quote, words, and certain symbols consistently appear at word beginnings or endings, a clear hallmark of phonemic organization. Linguists can reconstruct the grammar and morphology of the script, but they cannot assign meaning. The structure is flawless, yet the content remains intangible, leading some to theorize it is a hoax or a ghost language, perfectly structured, but deliberately empty. Today, we apply computational power far beyond what Cold War cryptographers could imagine, utilizing machine learning and advanced statistical models to test every possible permutation. Modern digital pattern analysis can confirm the script's depth. We map every relationship between every symbol, searching for the key to unlock its hidden logic. The results consistently confirm the complexity and non-randomness of the text. It functions as a structured code, yet the core cipher or semantic key remains stubbornly out of reach, resisting definitive interpretation. The manuscript stands as a monument to human ingenuity, either the ingenuity of its unknown creator or the persistent failure of those who try to understand it. Every avenue of inquiry, from historical cipher analysis to modern computational linguistics, has ultimately ended at the same wall of unyielding structure. The challenge continues. The smartest minds have been defeated by these pages, confirming the manuscript as perhaps the single greatest unsolved crypto-linguistic mystery in human history. Deep within the silence of archival vaults lies a paradox, a book of profound beauty, yet absolute silence. It is the world's most mysterious volume, and no one has ever read a single word of it. For centuries, this manuscript has resisted every attempt at decryption. It is a stunning visual artifact, but its contents remain locked away, creating one of history's great intellectual voids. Its origin is shrouded in the 15th century, a time of profound transition in Europe. We have the object, we see the script, yet the language defies recognition. The central problem is simple. This is a fully formed book, complete with chapters, unique characters, and detailed illustrations, but it is utterly and completely unreadable. The first and most popular theory posits that the manuscript is not written in a language at all, but rather a sophisticated secret code or cipher. The visual structure of the words and letters suggests deliberate, almost mechanical patterns,
words, leading codebreakers to search for substitution ciphers or complex polyalphabetic encryption. This theory holds weight because the text features a linguistic rhythm. Words are structured, their lengths are statistically consistent, hinting at a key or algorithm. However, generations of the world's best cryptographers, and now advanced AI, have failed to find any known cipher pattern. Simple or complex, every traditional decoding mechanism collapses when applied. A second major theory proposes that the manuscript is written in a genuine but completely lost natural language or a forgotten intellectual tradition. Scholars have compared the script's structure to various linguistic groups, searching through medieval context imagery and expert notes for parallels to languages that vanished from common use. The problem lies in statistics. The script has almost no long words, and word repetition is too high. It lacks the natural entropy and complexity inherent in every known human language, making the lost language theory highly improbable. Perhaps the simplest and most cynical theory is that the book is an elaborate, expensive hoax, created by a Renaissance-era forger to fleece a wealthy collector. Historians have looked at contemporary correspondence and known fraudsters, searching for evidence of someone capable of such a grand deception. To create hundreds of pages of intricate script and fantastical, detailed illustrations without error is a monumental undertaking. The sheer complexity and consistency suggest a sustained intellectual effort far beyond a simple scam for quick profit. Other scholars argue the text is a manual, an alchemical treatise, a medicinal handbook, or a collection of herbal remedies supported by the strange accompanying illustrations. The diagrams show strange celestial bodies and dozens of unidentified plants. This context places the book squarely within the intellectual tradition of medieval natural philosophy. Crucially, the illustrated plants and astronomical diagrams do not correspond to any known species or celestial maps of the era. The medicinal context is too fantastical to be a functional guide. Whether we approach it as a code, a lost language, or a medieval manual, every established theory runs into a frustrating, absolute barrier. The most compelling theories are those that are plausible at a glance, but the manuscript's unique structure always proves too complex, too consistent, or too foreign for our established methods. This is its power. The manuscript remains a pure intellectual puzzle, challenging our ability to communicate with the past, keeping its secrets safe, forever preserved within its unreadable pages.
Turn now to the enduring mystery that has captivated and confounded the brightest minds for centuries. Before us lies a book that has refused to speak, its pages holding a profound silence that echoes across half a millennium of history. Contained within these dim library walls, the manuscript sits, a physical testament to a message no one has ever deciphered. We must acknowledge the weight of this silence. Centuries of brilliant cryptographers, linguists, and scholars have labored, only to meet the same impenetrable wall. The script remains a phantom language, a coded reality hidden just beneath the surface of the ink, forever out of reach. Yet, its physical presence is undeniable. A volume of vellum and ink, an object of strange beauty that silently defies the entire history of human communication. We see the coded pages, side by side with the strangely drawn flora, a natural world rendered entirely alien. Then there are the elaborate circular diagrams, celestial maps that plot no known stars, a system of knowledge that belongs to another sphere of thought entirely. Every generation of great thinkers has taken up this mantle, believing that their new tool, their new approach, would be the key to unlocking the secret. But the manuscript has rejected them all, a constant reminder that pure intellect is not always enough to force open a door that may not even have a lock. Consider the collective intellect, the countless hours of human genius dedicated to these few hundred pages, an intellectual army that has ultimately surrendered to the text. Why has no one, across such vast stretches of time, with every advance in language and cryptography, been able to breach its profound secrecy? Perhaps the greatest truth about this manuscript lies not in its content, but in its very nature as an enigma. We are drawn back to the physical text, the bizarre drawings, and the indecipherable script, realizing we may be asking the wrong question. The haunting idea emerges. Maybe the book's true power is not what it says, but the fact that it has forced centuries of intelligent people to confront the possibility that some knowledge can remain closed forever. Its existence is a philosophical weight, an object that defines the boundaries of our understanding by simply refusing to yield to our most dedicated attempts at mastery. It confronts us with our own limits, forcing us to acknowledge the vast difference between the knowable and the merely present. In a world obsessed with decoding every secret, the manuscript stands as a monument to the impossible, a silent declaration that some truths are not meant to be shared. And so, the book endures, waiting, unread, and perhaps that is the entire message. It remains, the secret keeper of the unknown,